What is up everybody, this is Aniket from Codeit. In this video we're gonna create this counter application. When I reload the page once, see at this part, it starts from a particular number and it ends up to a specified number given. So it is like it is counting one by one from a particular point and then shows how many followers do we have at each social networking site. So this is what we're gonna create today. So now without any further ado, let's get started. So here I am on my code pen and I have just set up a layout beforehand so that I do not take you a lot of time, and I just want to focus on that counter application. So I have already written some HTML and CSS for you, and I'll not go through the whole CSS, but still if you want to create the very same layout, I will link this pen in the description so you can come here and find the stylings of this project. Now I still have to go through the HTML so that you understand how we are going to do this project and what is going to be our approach. So in HTML I have just a hero section, and this section is for this image. Then we have the main section that we have to work on, that is the counter section here. Now in each and in this counter section we have a list, and we have set some items in this list, and inside each and every item we have a paragraph, and this paragraph has a class of counter, and then we have some values. So these are the number of followers of each social media. So we have 9,000 in Facebook, 15,000 in Twitter, and we have 7,500 in Instagram. And yes, this is just a random number. These are not my number. I'm not active on any social networking site, so these are just random numbers. Okay, so yes, and okay, so this is the layout that we have set. Now we want to go to our JS and write some actual code. So the very first thing that I'm gonna do is I'll grab on all those numbers. So I'll say const counters equals document dot query selector all, and then I'll grab on dot counter, and these counter are these numbers like 9,000, 15,000, and that 7,500, these numbers. So I've grabbed on these three. Okay, now after grabbing on these, I'll say counters dot for each. I will run a for each loop and say counters dot for each counter. So what this is going to do is it will loop through each and every counter, that means each and every number, and then it will go. And one more thing that I want to do is come here and say here like data followers in each and every counter. Say data followers, and what is this? You will get to know this, but first just write it like this: 9,000, 15,000, and then 7,500, because we want to make it like a counting website, so we'll have to dynamically add that. We do not want to hard code it, but we want to dynamically add that. So for that, say data followers, and then come to JS and say like in here const total followers like this, and say counter dot data set dot followers. So this is like if you want to grab on any data attribute, say dataset dot and the name of that data attribute. So in this case we have followers, so const total followers equals counter dot dataset dot followers. And the next thing is we want to create a loop, and before that say like in here I want to create a variable, a const variable, and the speed I want to give it like 20. So this is the speed. We want to count the number, so we'll count the number at 20 milliseconds. So the number will increase every time by 20 milliseconds, and if that doesn't make sense, it will make sense afterwards. So just write it like that. And now what I'll do is wrap it in a function. So I'll say update num, and then in this I will first declare a variable here, a let variable this time. Let current follower equals 0. So we'll start from 0 and we'll say counter dot inner HTML equals current follower, and then we are going to increment the current follower once, and then we are going to call this function here. So I have called this function. So what I have written here is I have first declared like a number here, current follower equals 0, and then I'm creating a function. I have called the function here. Now the function would be called. Now we'll say counter is counter.innerHTML equals current follower. and the current follower is 0. So it will say 0 like it does here, and after writing 0 we are incrementing the current follower. So first if it is a 0, then it would be 1, and then what we have to do is we have to again call this update num function, but not like this, not like this. Once we have incremented that, we have to wait for 20 milliseconds and then we have to increment it. So set timeout, and then we are going to call the very same function, and to call you do not have to put parentheses here because you are using it in a set timeout function, and then you can say 20, this is in milliseconds, or you can use speed here, and this speed is this one. So write speed or like write 20, it would be all the same, but I have written speed here because I can change it from here 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 or anything that I want. So I have written it separately, and now if I write 20 and then see it here, like it starts from 0 and then it will go to 9000. Okay, so it is doing our job, but won't it take so long to reach that point? So I do not want to start it with 0, because if I start it with 0, then it will take so long to reach there, because, and see, we have 9000 followers, 15,000 followers, so it is in thousands, and to reach 1000 only it will take lots of time. So instead of using 0, we'll say total followers minus 1000. So we have to just give it 1000, so it will just increment till 1000. So it is going to start with 8000, it is going to start with 14,000, and then it will end up to the specified number. Still it is taking time, so we can do other thing. We can just decrease it by 7500. Oh sorry, 750, and 750 or maybe 1500. Okay, so yes, 1500. Oh sorry, I had to decrease a less amount. Oh, I'm sorry for that. And here we go. So that should be good. That is a good starting point, and then it will take some time to reach there, and once it reaches, it is going to stop. So let's wait until it stops. It is not stopping. You saw? It is not stopping. So what is the problem here? The problem is we did not specify that when you have to stop. We are just calling it, and it is incrementing and then adding. So we have to stop this. And when do we have to stop it? Once the current follower exceeds, like, or even if it is equal to total followers. Okay, so when it is like this, sorry, I want to write like less than. So when it is less than, we want to run this function, and if it is not less than, we do not want to do anything. Or what we can do is we can say here else return like this, and it is going to return, and it is going to end the function there. But there is no need to write like this, so we're just going to erase that. And now here let's analyze what we did here. So we are saying current follower, if it is less than or equal to total followers, we have to run this function. So once it will reach the point, it is going to stop at that point only. Okay, so let's wait until it reaches there. Okay, you saw, once it reached 15,000, it stopped. It reached 7,500, it stopped. And same with this Facebook. Okay, so yes, this was what we had to create. But now you can specify how many steps you want to go. Like we can say const steps equals, I just want to count like 500, so you can say 500 here, and then we can decrease steps here, we can subtract steps from here. So now it is all in our hand, so we can say it like this to end this animation quickly. So we can say 500, but if I'm not specified with this as well, I can change it from here only. I do not have to go down and find where is this steps or anything like that. I can just change this from here, and that is going to do our job. And yes, this was it for today's video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button down below. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel and press that bell icon to get the instant notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.